Hello Pile 1 and welcome to your reading. If you have chosen the work reading and the life purpose oracle cards, this is your pile. Also, this is the clear quartz and it's in a heart shape. So let's check out this deck. I don't think, okay, the guidebook comes electronically. Let's see if we could decipher. I like the pictures. This looks interesting. Yeah, maybe next time I use it for a love reading. It has a heart. But we could love our work, right? There's a lot of people I know when I was establishing myself when I was younger, even now. Gotta love what you do what you love, right? As they say. So again, oh my goodness, a whole bunch of, did you see that? Like a whole pile said, choose me, and they just didn't even let me ask the question. Okay, one second. Oh wow, this is funny. Okay, so that pile that fell out, look what's at the bottom of that pile. That was a tower moment, as they say. Sometimes that could represent storms. We've been having a lot of storms across the country, and if anybody has damage resulting in that, I'm very sorry. Please reach out to your help centers and your family, your friends. Don't be shy. Ask for help, okay? Don't be shy about that. I used to be one of those people, suffer in silence and be strong and all that kind of stuff. If you need help, just please don't do that, okay? Okay, so I am going to lay out the cards just as they fell. If these are all in reverse, I will, okay. These were all in reverse, so what I'm going to do when they're all in reverse, that means they're upside down. So I'm going to turn this around and then turn these cards around. So if you recall, I do cover and cross readings, and I will read your cards intuitively. And let me see if I could pull up this guidebook. I think I had downloaded it. I might have it. So this is the life's journey. Of course, I have about 100 tabs open. 109. Look up that number as your angel number. And it is 12:49 on the clock. Song is on here that I had looked up. Say a little prayer that might resonate with somebody. Go outside. I'm just looking at little tabs that I have open. Mystical Tarot. You know, I was trying to make a little thumbnail. For those in the know, this is my, I'm trying, this will be my, I might put this up. If you like that, let me know. It's the Mystical Tarot Cafe, Tea Time with Lola. Alright, so let me just stop playing around with this, okay? Let's try. Let's hope it works. Oh, yes it does. Okay, excellent. Alright, so let me just look at this. We have the Ace of Cups. And the reason why I'm looking this up is because they look differently than the regular Rider-Waite, the Devil. I don't think I'd be putting my face up to a tiger like that, but I know what this card kind of says. I kind of remember when I was looking at them the first time. Six of Wands. Six of Wands, okay. Interesting. This kind of, for some reason, this was giving me Six of Swords energy, but it's on land, not a boat. They travel. But this is more of a, how would you say, trying to think of when somebody goes by themselves somewhere, because the Six of Swords, you're taking your family to calmer waters, and just things are calming down. But this is more, try to get out of. You need solitude, I think. So let me just see what these say. Oh, let me finish pulling your cards. King of Pentacles, also King of Coins, but yet they are showing a young girl. Interesting. Maybe somebody with children. The Lovers, but they're showing one person. Oh, wait a minute. I see a hand. Sorry. My hand was in the way. So, you know what? Interference, right? My hand interfered with the visual. So sometimes the Lovers represents a choice. That could be either you need to make a choice or the person needs to make a choice. So obviously this person is presenting her with flowers, and it's up to her to accept them. Right? I'll say something about, because that's a challenge. It comes in your challenge position, and something came to mind. Five of Wands. Usually this represents people fighting. If you see the background, it's showing like thorny and foggy. You cannot see clearly. This is the representation or something. And she kind of reminds me of, what's that one with Tomb Raider, right? Sort of like Tomb Raider energy. Maybe you look like this from the back. The hair, long dark hair, or you want to go hiking, or something to that effect. Okay, so now the bottom of the deck, as I told you, is the Tower, but now that I turned it around, it is in reverse. I'm not sure if this gives reversal meanings, so let's see if it does. So now we have, let's go back to the Ace of Cups. Okay, I see how they do this. So see, they batch the card. They give you the higher arcana, and then they batch the lower arcana. So it's not that hard to look through, which I appreciate. But my goodness, look how tiny this print is. Wow. Okay. Ace of Cups. It says, group is mainly, I'm sorry, what's it? Oh. Where's one? Where's Ace? Here we go. Suddenly has inspiration. Okay, you saw the light bulb. So, okay, so remember, this is your work, education, or career pile. So you just got inspired for something. Maybe because the card on top is the King of Coins. So maybe you were inspired, either you have a relative, maybe you're this younger girl, maybe you remembered like an uncle or somebody, maybe you remember like, oh, maybe I could reach out to so-and-so. Maybe you knew somebody from childhood and you're going to reach out to them regarding work, or you need a reference or something to that effect, and don't hesitate, do it if that's what's inspiring you. Or like, let's say if you were invited somewhere and you need either accompaniment or a ride, or something, either to get you from point A to B, no matter what that is. If it's a ride, a reference, or even advice, anything, do it. Do it. Don't hesitate. See? What it's showing you is hesitation. She's sitting there. She's not even collecting rocks. She's contemplative, looking at the sea, thinking about things. But we know the King of Coins is the ultimate of that particular how would you say, suit, right? So there's no higher in that suit other than the emperor. Because the emperor is a combination of all the kings. So the king, we know eventually that this person will start collecting those shells and rocks, or whatever it is, the sea glass, whatever it is they see that is valuable, because they'll have an eye for value. So if you know somebody to that effect, usually earth sign is the pentacles, or a boss of industry, which would be typically your Capricorn, your Taurus, earth signs in general, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But also your bosses are typically, I shouldn't say typically, the bosses they refer to with this type of card would be the Capricorn, Taurus, Aries, Leo. And I believe that's the biggest energies. And then a lot of times the fire signs, and I said Leo, and sometimes Sagittarius, but not often. If it was referring to travel, I would say yes. And I know that we have the nomad kind of, these two cards in the end here, but that's not really fiery. That's still earthy. So that would be more maybe Virgo. Okay. So, okay, let's move. Let me read to you the King of Coins in this suit, just to make sure I'm picking up the right energy. Here we go. All the shells in the beach belong to you. You are the lord of this land. Okay, so she doesn't have to pick them up. They belong to her. And the flowers, everything belongs to this person. So she doesn't have to take it. Okay, so now let's go to the devil. The devil's in the current situation. So maybe you feel trapped in some way. Maybe that's why you're looking for advice. So we have the devil. So remember, that's the tiger looking at the girl. A girl is approaching a tiger. It seems safe, but the guardrail is not high, and she's very close to danger. It symbolizes that you are facing a dangerous object, but you are already very close, and you may encounter danger if you take another step forward. So the question is, are you scared of something? I'm actually lowering the volume on this. I don't know, sometimes I'll put something on and it seems to get louder and louder and louder. Okay. So maybe because the challenge is what I see here. Okay. The challenge is the lovers. So maybe you are being presented with somebody, and that's why you're seeking the advice of either a relative or somebody you know, because maybe it's sort of like, I'll give you an offer you can't refuse, right? So one of those deals. But you don't really, something in your gut is telling you something's not sitting right with it. And always trust your instinct. There are a lot of scams out there. I was given a great offer that was supposedly online work, and I was so happy because they were offering to set up an office for me and everything. And I was thinking, great, I could finally do what I need to do professionally, and I'll finally be earning the income that I need. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to hold this. And, and I could do the readings, I could do what I need to do on my breaks, and, work from home, and so on and so forth. Until they offered to send me a check. And then that's when it all kind of became suspicious to me. I did my homework, and you know what I did? I called the company directly. And I asked them if they had this position open, and so on and so forth. And I found out that the people who were in contact with me were, it was a scam overall. So what they do, because I was trying to figure out what was the scam, what was it exactly they were trying to do. So let me teach you a little bit something about the scams they pull out there. And it's very scary. And, and the disclosure is, please do not use this information towards anybody. It is for your protection and not to hurt other people in this manner. Okay? So what it is people, and I've seen this actually with purchases too, people try to send you money that has nothing backing it up. It's just a number on a check. Your bank tries to cash it, there's nothing there. You're on the hook for that money. That's all I'm going to say about that. And then when you're trying to claim that, it's gone. So, they're gone. And you can't, whatever it is, because a lot of times they'll say, if it's $50 and they say, I overpaid you, I didn't mean to send you that much, I meant to send you only 10. Of course it sounds fishy from the get-go. And you say, what do you mean? And then they try to make you send them the money back, and if you do, that means you're out whatever amount that is. So I've seen it a few times trying to sell like some, let's say, baby clothes or something like that, and I haven't fell for it, but this I almost fell for because I need work, right? So it's scary, and they do that a lot. There's a movie out there, I think it's called The Beekeeper. If anybody likes, actually I'm talking about work, right? So that might not be a vocation that everybody would be interested in, but I didn't finish watching it. I watched the beginning of it, and I actually, because my children are into playing on the tablet, video games and stuff like that, and be very careful, parents, because video games have a chat function that they're chatting with strangers online, and you don't even know who they're talking to. They don't even know who they're talking to, obviously. So what happens soon after, and I get my messages very quickly, and I pray, none of you have to go through this. I got a message in my email about the dangers of some of these games and people chatting back and forth, and how some of these kids are being lured out of their homes by, predators. So, and of course, what's to say that, all this online stuff, that this isn't going to happen? I know it happens for years on end, but it's just so many avenues to make it that much more easier. So that's maybe what the danger is. So be very careful. There's a lot of predators out there, either for your money or whatever it is. Just know what you're doing. Always tell people where you are and what you're doing. Okay, that's number one. All right. Now notice here that, let me go back to this one. They're not showing who's offering her this thing. So let's say if you met somebody online, work, love prospect, whatever it is. Again, tell people what you're doing, where you don't be embarrassed. If you're looking for love, a boyfriend, whatever, people been doing online dating, mail order or whatever for decades. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Online dating has been a thing for years and years and years. Don't let anybody fool you. Oh, I don't like that. Meanwhile, I bet you they have an app on their phone. Okay? I even say, who's to guarantee? Okay, you might not like that, and you want to meet somebody in person or whatever, and that person that you meet in person probably has an app on their phone. You don't know what they're doing, so even so. Let's see that challenge card, the Lovers. So the numbers are typically, yes, 15 is the double. The Lovers is 6, if you're interested in what numbers are attached to that. A girl is accepting a proposal. Surprise happiness. It symbolizes perfect love, smooth career, and finding support in life. You should trust your friends and seek more help from them. What was I just saying? from the beginning. Trust your friends and the people who you know. Okay? And I'm not saying not to trust, but see, this falls into the challenge. So, and it's already saying be careful. And another thing, I've said it in many readings ago, the devil, or let's say if in general, because it's just a current situation and the devil fell here, and don't forget, the devil is beautiful, a beautiful creature, and so is a tiger. Okay? From what I understand, a lot of times a tiger, people kind of, not people, I'm saying people, animals kind of get hypnotized by their eyes, the beauty. It's very majestic. And actually, that's how prey, when they say falls prey to the animal itself, that's how that happens. They just stare and they just stop and look and just stay there. How do you think a tiger could, like an animal as big as that, could just walk up on something and just pounce and you're done? You know, so that's how. You know, because big animals like that don't really run far. They run fast, but for a short distance. But that's why. They're powerful and very muscular, and it's just one pounce, done. So, anyway, what I was getting at is the devil can also represent a Capricorn. And that could be the boss of whoever you had been speaking with, or a lot of times you deal with human resources. Maybe you research the company. Always do your homework. Research the company. Check if you get an offer. Go online to the company website and see if that position is actually available. Go into the website. Of course, sometimes human resources is separate from the website itself. Ask them for the website, and even more than that, check the email. If it says Gmail or .com or something like that, then just say, okay, thank you very much, and don't even engage and block them, and just go to that to the website of the company if it seems interesting to you, and see again if that position is available that looked interesting, and see if that position is available. You never know, because if it is a valid company, you never know, you may have gotten an accidental lead and actually get a good job. But if it's a scam, you know, unfortunately, you know, one thing leads to another, and you might be out of money or whatever it is that, you know, they'll try to swindle you out of. Okay, moving on. Again, trust your friends. Run it by your friends, whatever the offer is. 6 of Wands. Let's see what that's about. Top of the mountain is ahead. Oh, okay. So yes, so I guess the upward, it reminds me of the Miley Cyrus song, I believe it is, The Climb. Maybe there's something in that song for you. Okay? So that's good. So that means you're headed in the right direction. 5 of Wands, so that's an easy search, right? A path of obstacles. The road is very narrow. So again, it kind of goes with that be careful, that little warning. And what I find interesting is that, okay, so I'm thinking what it's saying here is you're probably very happy because, oh my goodness, I got an offer. You know, so it's basically saying it's great that you got this offer, but just, you know, one step at a time. Because don't forget, you probably have to go through training and, you know, don't lose heart. You might feel like there's some obstacles, like maybe if you're doing something with healthcare, you might have to go through the health clearance. You might need to get your CPR license. You might need to get some other certification. And, it might take longer than you thought it would. And that would be maybe a delayed start. And that, just don't become disheartened. Or let's say if you were applying for a school and it's not the school that you wanted, you got turned down from one school, and that's why you needed the advice. And let's say if you applied for a school in, like, let's say Washington, D.C., and you got turned down. However, your local school has the same program and is less expensive, then maybe you're probably better off studying locally, save that money, even though you feel like that's not exactly what you wanted, but maybe save that money and later on, try just, for the associates or like whatever level that you're studying, and then later on go for the bigger degree or something like that. So take baby steps instead of going for the whole chunk. Because sometimes, to be honest with you, I always say, if I knew what I know now, what you can do, especially if it's dealing with education, is find out for yourself. If you had a bigger goal in mind, find out what credits the other school would accept if you were to transfer later on. Like, don't just do something blind and then be disappointed 2 years or 4 years later, because that might not be suitable either. Because of course, if you do 2 years in your local school and find out that the credits are not accepted in the school that you really wanted, that would be very disappointing as well. So I wouldn't want to give you bad advice. Just find out all the facts first, and then do the steps necessary to get to your ultimate goal. Hopefully I'm being understood in what I'm saying there. And again, I'm just, talking about advice. I'm just giving friendly advice because I went to a very expensive school not understanding. I had nobody to give me advice because I was the first woman in my side of the family who went to school. And actually, I was one of 2 people who went to college in my family on my mother's side. And nobody gave advice. Just people saying, one side of the family is, your place belongs at home with your family, because it was very family oriented. I grew up working at a very young age, but school was sort of like a lofty idea. That's sort of, old-fashioned thinking, plus I'm a girl and so on and so forth. It's just sort of a more traditional upbringing. And, I had no business, what am I doing? Wanting to waste money going to school type of thing. Even though I studied fitness, nutrition, stuff like that, they kind of like that. Fitness, not so much, but the nutrition part, oh yeah, you're smart, maybe, for some reason they wanted me to do other things like civil service and, maybe that, or like nursing or something, like caregiver type situation. But they didn't understand that the world was changing, and in order to do those jobs, you need a degree. And to try to explain all that, it just fell on deaf ears. But my other side of the family was all teachers, and they understood that because they were pushing their children to go to school. And that's exactly what they did. And they, taught music and stuff like that. So it was just a very interesting dynamic, and, and I was rebellious, so I didn't start till I was an adult. Oh, so let's go to that tower. I don't think this has reversals. My voice is going. Thunder and lightning hit the tree in front of you, which symbolized that if you do not stay away from the dangerous object on the previous card in time. Oh my goodness, almost like it's peeking at the devil. Okay, there's really something you gotta be careful about. So, I don't know if it's one of the schools. Oh, and look at this. It is in succession. from the devil. It's almost like they were peeking at us. Okay. However, this did come out in reverse. I mean, no, the whole deck was upside down. Remember that? Okay, so okay, the event will collapse, which means that you have failed and need to find a new direction. So maybe because I was dealing it and it was upside down at first and we turned it around, maybe the advice would help you somewhat. So just, food for thought, okay? Just food for thought. Just be careful with what you're dealing with, who you're dealing with. And let's see. Let me see what these are. I'm curious. I try to look at these things. Oh, these are more tarot cards. Okay, sorry. I think I have another. I think these are good for like love readings. So let's look at life purpose cards. Maybe this will help you with what direction to go in, okay? So these are Life Purpose Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. Let the hand hold these up. So what direction does the collective need to go in and be safe? What direction? What is the safest direction for the collective? What is the best and safest direction for the collective? Whoa, that shot out like a bullet. Yoga. Well, this I would say is, they're saying to pray on it, meditate, okay? Your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching and exercising. So they're saying basically to clear your mind. I'm going to pull this one out because it's poking out. Time to decide. Make a decision based on your heart's true desires. So think about the first impressions you receive. Write them down. As soon as you get any offers, write them down. If it's 2 or 3, write down your first impression you received. If there was like a little weird tinge in your belly at all when you're talking to anybody or somebody wrote to you, or if you got a little like, I don't know, then write that down. So you remember, write the company name, the person you spoke to or wrote back to. If you're trying to remember who was this, I don't remember applying for this company and how long it took them to write back to you, that speaks volumes, okay? You don't want to be like one of 500 applicants. And of course people say, well, on this day, fine. But do you really want to be one of 500 applicants? I used to work in HR. Tons of applicants used to apply, but you usually have a pile of your top tier, let's say, and those are the people who you do the callback for. And it happens as quickly as the bosses can look at the stuff. So, just keep that in mind. I can't give you a timeline because, it's the summer, at least in the North Coast. So, I can't, how would you say, I can't dictate what other people do with their time. Okay, so here we go. Especially after COVID, because a lot of people are not in their offices and, Anyway, let's go. So, what is the safest direction for the collective in their choice of education and career or work? Oh my goodness, how many cards did you get? I am putting this down. We got 2 more. Oh, options and protected. Beautiful. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you and protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. So there's a change involved. And if you're saying this isn't telling me anything, let's look at the bottom of the deck. Study. This is exactly what I was saying. Reading, research, and education help you gain confidence and clarity about your career. And the top card, shifting, Talk to your angels. I'm sorry that it's not giving me a clear answer. It's probably because there are a lot of people in the collective that would be watching this. It says, instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. So it's not going to give me a finite answer, because it cannot. Because maybe it's too general. It's education and work. So maybe there's people who are looking at different schools, and maybe there's the other side. It's divided. The other side is looking at work, and there is something. Just understand that there is something wrong with one of your offers. Okay? However, you are guided to know that you are protected. Ask for your protection. Maybe ask for a symbol. Maybe ask for your computer to crash when you're talking to whomever is the bad choice. Or the phone to, like, the line to get interrupted, or something. Something to be very obvious to you, that you know that that's not the choice that you want. And maybe, you might say, oh, that's, hokey pokey, hooey type of stuff. But trust me, there will be something that you can request from your guides, that they can make it happen. Or like a black feather to fall, or something, or a white feather for the nicer one. If that scares you, then go for the, show me which is the better offer. Ask for another symbol, a dove, something more peaceful. Okay? So thank you so much for being here. That is your reading, and what I could do is, let me go through this pile of stickers. What does the collective need to know about the opportunity or study opportunity that is coming their way? Small steps every day. What did I say about that? The Five of Wands. Small steps. So remember, whatever it is, you will receive your goal, but it's going to take small steps. And this is poking my hand. And please say something nice. You might be aggravated because things aren't happening as quickly as you might like. And on top of this is keep moving forward. Just no matter what you're doing, you are not in the same place that you were yesterday or the day before or the month before. And I was watching this thing on Snapchat. They were talking to a woman who is over 100 years old. And they said, why are you so happy at this age? You know what she said? I learned if it's not going to matter in 2 years, or she said in 5 years actually, or even 2 years from now, then it doesn't matter. So I hope that I've imparted some of her wisdom. And in Vogue, there's a gorgeous woman from a tribe that she has like full tattoos and an elder, and I couldn't believe it. I modeled too. I know I did a lot of things. I must sound like I'm BSing, but no, I've done a lot of things in my lifetime, and you know why? Because I'm one of those people that if I put my mind to it, if it's what I want to do. Remember that thing about FOMO? I said that. I said there's no such thing as fear of missing out. If people leave you out of things, you communicate with them and ask why. Like, why didn't you invite me to that party? Why, I want to toast marshmallows. I want to have a fire pit. What's going on? Ask them, why are they leaving you out of things? But if it's something that you don't really want to do, then don't worry about it, okay? So don't be left out, Don't feel left out. If it's what you want to do, you know what? Find the people who you will do it with. Find your tribe. And thank you so much for being part of this one. So, with that said, please come back again. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. And come back again. Have a great day. Bye.